We're turning on the keyboard now. That's PSR S975 Workstation Arranger by Yamaha. When you turn on the keyboard, the default tone settings is very simple, and it even splits on its own and it dwells on its own. You have concert grand, and you have real strings, and you have VP soft. Let's see something here. Behind the concert grand, you can see right 1. You see on the real string right 2, and the VP soft left. So basically, right 1 is for the right hand, real strings is also for the right hand, and VP soft is for the left hand. When you come to part selection, on the right hand side is where you find all the voices. So the voices are on the right hand side, and the styles are on the left hand side of the keyboard. These are where the styles are. You see pop rock, swings, and all the song selections and the likes, including the transpose buttons on the left hand side. And back to the right hand side. Just as you can see the sustain button there, that's the manual sustain. So you look down the part select, you have right 1 here, which reflects as the right hand on the keyboard, right 1, and right 2 here, which also reflects as the right 2 you find on the keyboard. You see, as the right 2 you find on the keyboard there. Now you come back to this side of the keyboard, and now you select right 1. It sends you to concert grand, which is by default the piano selection there on the keyboard. So if you want to change from piano to, let's take piano over strings. So with piano over strings, by default, right 1 is on piano and right 2 is on strings. So when you come here, you make sure that right 1, the red buttons on the right 1 is on. Then below here, the red button on the right 2 is on. Then you can have the strings under the piano. So when the bottom is off, even when the light is on, you would not have strings under the piano you're playing. The button on top is only for you to know which tone range you are selecting for the right 1. So that's basically it. One thing you may forget is that you may not notice when all of these buttons are off, you will not hear anything on the keyboard even if you're playing. When the left, the right 1, right 2, they are off, you wouldn't hear anything. So for you to really hear what you're playing, one of these lights should be on, especially the right 1 should be on. Also, when you want to add the strings part of it, you get to right 2, and it sends you to the strings part of it. Then you select your kind of strings you want to use, classic strings, whatever strings you select, on top of the piano, right? That's basically it. Now let's come back. Let's imagine we are having a service and we want to change. Now when you are done with this, you exit. Let's imagine you have a service and we want to play maybe guitar over strings. Okay, that means all you just do is right 1, which is concert grand, you change that to guitar. How do you do that? You come here, select right 1, which sends you to concert 1. You press back on the right 1. It sends you to the tone selections. Then you fast switch. You find guitar here. You hit on the guitar. It sends you to the shades of guitars we have on this keyboard. Let me take a guitar. Let me take one. Anyone. Okay. Let me take this. Add flamenco. So we have the guitar. We have the guitar on the right 1. Then we go back. We select the kind of strings we want. Maybe any string. It could be concert string, any string, or studio strings. Let's see that. So you see, you still don't hear the strings inside because right 2, the lower side of right 2 is not selected. so it has to be clicked. And now you can hear strings. Now there's something you have to understand, that when you're done, you exit to come back to the main screen. Now, in case the volume of the strings is too much, so what do you do about it? Strings is on right 2. So when you look below on the lower side of your screen, you see right 1, right 2. And the right 1 is for the right 1 volume, right 2 is for right 2 volume. And to select the volume range, just trace it back to number 7, which is just below on right 2. And now you can reduce the right 2 volume, which is the strings, manually, or use this knob to reduce the strings volume. So let's take 47, and you can see the strings is reduced. You get it? The strings is reduced on that point. So you'd have strings layered on the guitar. So let's make another setting where maybe you want to put pad of a piano or pad of a guitar. That means we have to exit. Now you can see that the first right 1 is guitar, right 2 is strings, but now we want pad and piano, or piano over pad. You initially come back to pad select, and you work on right 1. You get to right 1 and you choose piano. It goes to piano. Then maybe I want grand piano, not concert, grand piano, which sounds like this. Now grand piano over pad. I go here to select the pad section, and I choose choir or pad. Then take any pad. The tones are so much, so very difficult to choose, Pad voices. Okay, let's take this one. Then you make sure that the lower side of right 1 is pressed. You have. And you should remember that right 2, the volume of right 2 has already been reduced. So if I want to increase it, I increase it. If I want to increase the volume of right 1, I hit below it and work on it like that. Reduce, increase. So basically, that's all you do if you want to dual or layer your keyboard on the Yamaha PSR S970, 975, and S670 and the likes. Basically, not on S670, S770 and the likes. So that's that for layering. Thank you.